a little bit before we went on, but you know what? Fuck it. So it's gonna be a minute before anybody even gets in here.
All right.
Thanks to the lovely people at DoorDash for having me come in just in the nick of time.
All right.
Yeah. So how you doing, man? What's going on with you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be on your channel for the first time. I'm excited to be a part of this stream. Life's been pretty good over at my end. I rewatched Batman and Robin for a collab on another channel. Now that's an
Yeah.
experience right there. But
That's what's up, man. Yeah, Batman and Robin. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people shit on it, man. But you know, if you just go into it just expecting a good time and just dumb entertainment and seeing Arnold make a fool of himself, I think you'll have fun with it.
yeah, I enjoy it for what it is. If you look at it as more of a love letter to the Adam West series, you'll enjoy it
Hmm.
a lot more than just a continuation of the Burton films, which it's a terrible continuation of like Batman and Returns, but it's a fun love letter to the Adam West era.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. You know, and I grew up on those shows too. So I mean, of course, I wasn't around at that time, but you know, I watched the reruns later on, and yeah, I had love for the Adam West series. So yeah, didn't mind it too much.
Yeah.
So today, so all right, before we get into it, want to introduce you to the people that the nobody that's here yet, but I'm gonna introduce you anyway. So Jacob, welcome to the channel, first time ever. All right, we've collabed a couple of times on your channel. This is your first time coming to mine, so thank you. And I had to have you on for this one because one thing I know about you watching your channel, bro, you watch absolutely everything and
Mm-hmm.
anything. You know what I'm saying? You will watch whatever it is, probably except for Human Centipede, and I want to blame you if you didn't watch Human Centipede.
I don't care to watch that.
But yeah, you watch almost anything. So I said I got to get Jacob on for this to talk about one of my favorite childhood classics. And I like introducing the movies that I love to people that are not familiar with them or you know don't really know much about them, like you and Perez. You know what I mean? So I like to share that with y'all and just get a fresh perspective because I'm biased as hell. But just to hear a fresh perspective from somebody younger than me about this movie. So you know, introduce yourself and your channel, plug your channel in and what you got coming up and all that good stuff.
Yep, I mainly do movie reviews over on my channel. I review a ton of content. I review different director projects on my channel. I have a Disney series on my channel. I do superhero Saturdays where I review different comic book films. I review a bunch of animated films. I just cover whatever movie I just feel like covering on my main channel. The review that's currently dropping on my channel as we speak, Matrix Reloaded, is the video currently dropping, and I think other upcoming videos coming soon are like the Muppet movie. I'm doing Batman Begins in the run up to the new Batman movie. I'm doing the whole Dark Knight trilogy. Got a collab coming up with Dave from Interpreting the Stars. We've been going through the Pink Panther franchise, and we're tackling the Steve Martin reboot, and I'm about to cover The Shape of Water on my channel next. Those are just some of the upcoming videos coming on the channel in the next
Nice.
few days.
Nice, nice. That's what I like about your channel, man. It's just your wide scope of like just choices of movies to review. You know, sorry
Mm-hmm.
about that. I should have put that on silent. Yeah, man. Like you just like I said, you just watch like almost everything. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like each review, you just give more insight and you know what I'm saying. Like because when you first started your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like just like everybody else when we first start talking movies and stuff, you know, you're kind of trying to find your footing. But now, bro, now you're like almost on the level of like a Roger Ebert, the way you break movies down, man. So you
Mm-hmm.
definitely, it's been a pleasure watching your channel grow and just watching how you've just progressed as a content creator, as a YouTuber. You know what I mean? So, yeah, much respect, man, and much, uh, wish you much success for your channel and all that. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
appreciate the Roger Ebert comparison because he was one of the big reasons why I got into movies to begin with. Like, I love the insight that he had as a critic and as a film fan in general, and I respect the guy's opinion even years after his passing.
right. Yeah, bro, I grew up on Siskel and Ebert, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because it didn't come on like like you had to catch it like every other week. It would come on like one of those unknown channels, you know. So you had to be lucky and catch it. But when you did, you was in for a treat because the way him and Gene Siskel would bounce off each other was hilarious, especially when they disagreed on something. It was
Yeah.
it was just it was a sight to behold. So, anyways, without further ado, we about 5 minutes in here. So, without further ado, I'm gonna give y'all what y'all came to see. All right, we're about to review a movie that I grew up loving, based off a cartoon that I love, and I'm just gonna show you real quick what I'm talking about.
This is a homage beat.
God, I love being a turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990. So just to give you a little backstory here, a little history. The Ninja Turtles cartoon dropped in, I believe, 87. So I was in the third grade at the time. So from third to the beginning of the sixth grade, I was a diehard Turtle fan. So at the time, I was a little older for action figures, but my brother had all the toys. So you're talking about the whole collection of I turned the call volume down, woman. Damn, stop calling me. Sorry about that. Y'all, let me put this here so y'all can't hear it. Made me lose my train of thought. So yeah, man, my brother had the whole collection, all the toys. Watched the cartoon every day after school. Fixed me a Smucker's PB&J sandwich, a glass of Nesquik, and I'll be in front of the TV watching the Turtles cartoon. And then fast forward to 1990, they drop a teaser trailer of 4 shells coming out of the water, and I said, "What the hell?" I said, "No, we're getting a live action version of the Ninja Turtles." I said, no free. I like, how they gonna do that? It didn't seem like it was possible. And so yeah, the full trailer dropped. We got to see the Turtles in the suit. I lost my fucking mind, and I said, "Holy shit, we're gonna be in for a treat." Went to the movies with my best friend. We went and saw it, and I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed at first because when you used to watch the cartoon, you used to see all the characters in the cartoon. So there was no Bebop and Rocksteady and Baxter Stockman and the Rat King and all those characters. It was just Shredder and the Foot Clan. But what the movie did right was that it actually took from the cartoon, but mostly from the graphic novel, from the comic book, which was very dark. And the main villain there was Shredder. So it combined the dark comic and the cartoon, minus all the mutants and stuff, and made a very a good fucking movie that was made on a low budget independent film. Had the record until Blair Witch Project broke it in 1999. I don't know if a lot of y'all knew that, but it was an independent movie, and it held the record for a long ass time. So I love the Ninja Turtles, man. So that's just my little 2 cents on it. Jacob, I'm about to get to you. I see a look on your face. I can tell you got something to say. So tell me, what's your first impression of the Ninja Turtles movie?
Well, I definitely don't have the same nostalgia connection as you did. I never watched the cartoon as a kid. I don't know why I never watched it. It was up my alley. I enjoyed cartoons. I enjoyed action-heavy cartoons, but for some reason the Turtles just never appealed to me. Like, I just stuck to Disney, Pixar, and then mainly the cartoons I would watch on TV were like some of the Disney cartoons. Like, I grew up with Kim Possible and American Dragon, Jake Long, those type of cartoons in like the early 2000s. That was my childhood. And then I would watch reruns of some of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. That was what I mainly watched as a kid. And so I did not watch anything Ninja Turtles until I'd say about 2014, when I think the new movie was coming out, the Michael Bay produced one. I'm like, okay, I might try to get into the Ninja Turtles. I might watch some of these movies, and I saw the movie we're talking about tonight, the original one. That's the only Ninja Turtle movie I've seen, and when I first saw it, I didn't care for it, and I'm like, I don't know if the Ninja Turtles are my thing, so I just watched it, brushed it off, forgot about the Ninja Turtles, and didn't want to get into the movies, I guess. And so I gotta thank you, Rashad, for asking me to be a part of this live stream tonight and getting me to rewatch the first movie, because I actually didn't mind it the second time. I actually had a pretty good fun experience with it. I enjoyed the characters enough. I thought the action was cool. I enjoyed the entertainment value. I enjoyed the action sequences, considering it's a bunch of Ninja Turtles and animatronics created by the Jim Henson Company. I thought this was a cool movie. It's a cheesy movie, but it's a lot of fun. I think because the older I get and the more I appreciate certain styles of filmmaking, I become more accustomed to enjoying some of the silly, goofier films of the past. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't care for Batman and Robin much. Now I think the movie's fun for what it is, and I think I'm the same way with the Ninja Turtles. It's a good movie.
Yeah, and you think with a movie with the name of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you would expect some bonkers off the wall, like just madness. And this movie surprisingly has a lot of heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not just a cheesy, action movie for kids. This movie actually had a lot of heart, and it tugs on the heartstrings. And I even found myself last time I watched it, Jacob, I ain't gonna front, man, and I was sober as a judge. I shed a couple of tears. The scene where they were at the campfire and they were missing Splinter, and when Splinter appeared to them as a ghost, and he said, y'all stay together, y'all brothers, draw from one another, be there for each other, and remember, I love you all, my sons. And he disappears, and when Mikey went to crying, I lost it. I said, oh my God, this is some good stuff, man. Even the brotherhood with Leo and Raph, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know the Turtles lore, you know that Leo and Raph never got along. They love each other, but they never got along. And that was really evident in this movie where they had that big fight and Leo was like, well, get out of here. We don't need you. The next thing you know, Raph is in a tub dying and Leo never left his side. Stuff like that gets to me, Jacob. I don't know about stuff like that, like touches my freaking heart, man. And then when he finally wakes up and it's like, Raph, like, are you okay? He's like, all right, Leo, get a grip. Jeez. And they have that brotherly hug. I'm a big water bag. Yeah. So, okay, you about to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say something. Like, that's one of the things I respected about this movie was the fact that, even though you have that silly premise with the Ninja Turtles doing crime fighting and stuff, there is that heart to it. Like, the dynamic between the four turtles and their master. Because Splinter is kidnapped for most of the movie and he's missing, and the turtles miss him greatly. And the scene you brought up where they're in the campfire and they're able to finally unite together and be able to summon him even though they don't know where he is. I did enjoy like the chemistry between all five of those characters, like his wisdom to the turtles and them learning stuff along the way. And even though I'm not familiar with the lore and I can't tell you the personality traits of all these characters, a lot of them are all interchangeable to me personally. I guess that's one of my big negatives with the movie as a newbie. I think the one I enjoyed the most was Raphael, because I think he was the one that was fleshed out the most, because he was the older turtle who wanted to go out on his own, be like the bigger brother for the turtles, and kind of do all the heavy stuff while he's going out protecting the city, protecting his family. And I guess I enjoyed his character the most because he seemed the most relatable to me, because I think I'm the oldest in my family, and I want to be there for my family and my younger sister. I guess I can relate to that on a lot of levels. And I don't think this movie like emotionally spoke to me or anything, but I enjoyed the whole core dynamic of the characters, and even some of the side characters as well, as like silly as some of them are. I think it's just overall a fun movie. Like, I'd say Casey Jones was one of my favorite additions to the movie as well. Like, I wish we had just a movie centered around him, because he seemed like an interesting character in his own right. This crime-fighting vigilante that you don't want to mess with. He just seemed like a cool character to me.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, he was a fan favorite in the cartoon also. And I remember my brother had the action figure, so that was like the main figure that we always played with was the Casey Jones, because he came with the hockey mask and the stick and everything, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Casey was definitely a fan favorite. And April O'Neil, who was a big part of the cartoon as well. And April O'Neil, played by Judith, I had to look up how to pronounce her name, because when you look at the name, it looks like it's Hog. And I don't want to call her a hog, but it's Hogue. Like Hoagie, yeah. So Judith Hogue, which I'm pretty sure you recognize from the
I've seen
the
her
Halloween
in the
Town
Halloween
movies.
Town movies.
Yeah,
I've tackled them on my channel. not the biggest fan of those movies, and I especially hated her character in those movies. She's like the most unlikable character in all four of the movies, but I really liked her as April O'Neil. Like, I like that, she could have been easily written as like a damsel in distress character, because that's what they did with a lot of like girl characters at that time. But I like that, she was tough as nails throughout the whole movie. Like, she was dedicated to investigating like some of the crime waves going on in the city. Like, she was the one really breaking down on like some of the cops, and like the mayor character just didn't really care what was going on. She was like onto them from the start, and I respected that, and I really enjoyed her performance. I enjoyed like her dynamic with the turtles was a lot of fun. I liked her back and forth camaraderie with Casey Jones. Like, he's trying to hit on her, and he's like, I don't really like you that much. You're too immature for my taste. I thought that was fun to see throughout. I enjoyed April O'Neil. I think she could have easily been written off as clumsy or too attractive to where like they could have just made her as like the sexy type, but nothing else. I like that, she is attractive, yes, but there's more to her than that, and that's what I respect about her character.
Oh yeah. Well, even the comics, man, she was badass, and that's what I respect about this movie, how close they stayed to the source material. Because if you look at a lot of movies that draw from cartoons or from comic books, they change a lot of things up, I guess, because for budget reasons, or just for some things don't relate as the same as like on from a cartoon or a comic book to a movie, But this movie stuck really close to the comic. And, so from April to Casey Jones to even the Turtles, because, with the traits, they got mostly from the cartoons, except for Raphael. Raphael was the hothead, and that's how he was in the comics. In the cartoon, he was kind of more of a silly, kind of like a throwaway character almost, but, he had an anger issue. He was different from the rest of his brothers, and that's what they got from the comic, and they stayed close to that. Oh, wait a minute. I got to... Hold up, I gotta show this one here. Reviews and done. Please point out the old black man looking down the sewer when the scream happens. All-time favorite Ninja Turtles movie moment. Yeah. Listen, I grew up in Long Island, New York, so I can say that movie was authentically New York. Just the look of the film, just the grittiness of it, the dirtiness of it, like that was New York. I know the farm stuff they film mostly in North Carolina, but the city stuff, that looks like New York. I can smell the urine when I watch the movie. That's nasty, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you smell New York when you watch it. I want to read a couple of comments here. Mr. Cass World here. Just want to acknowledge the people that came in. TMT was hot in the early 90s. Then them stupid Power Rangers came along. I liked the Power Rangers when they first came out. Can't believe that movie is over 30 years old. Yes. Got some TMT figs from Walmart. That first TMT game was hard as hell. Casey Jones, where the heck is 122 and 8? Never pay full price for a late pizza. Yeah, but April did a good job. Now the actor that plays Casey Jones, I can never pronounce his name either. I think it's Elias Katois or something like that. Yeah, he's one of those actors that's been in a lot of stuff, but you never know what his name is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this actor, just as Casey Jones.
Oh, really? Oh, so this is your first time seeing this actor?
I might have seen him in other stuff. I didn't really do my research, but I thought he was really good in this role. I thought he was one of the standouts.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I even like the dynamic between him and Donnie, because him and Donnie kind of had a love-hate relationship,
I like Raphael was the one that went out like at night when to do all the crime fighting himself, and he was the one that like fought with Casey Jones, because he thought Casey was one of the crooks as well. I like that opening exchange between those two characters. I love seeing back and forth camaraderie between characters who don't get along at first and then learn to become good allies by the end of it. I'm a sucker for that trope. I especially loved it in like some of the MCU stuff we've gotten. And so seeing, I guess, some of the early movies that did that before it was, I guess, more established in some of the current blockbusters, it's just always fun to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And wait a minute, and I love the one scene where Casey was he was claustrophobic, right? He was scared of small spaces, and he didn't know what the word meant. So Donnie was like, you're a claustrophobic. He says, "You want a fist in the mouth? I never even looked at another guy." which today that joke probably wouldn't fly today because the times that we're in. But I just thought that was a funny scene.
I liked it when he's in the car or whatever. He's like claustrophobic. Yeah, right. And he just opens the window.
He opens the window. Oh man, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. So yeah, and I forgot to mention the director, Steve Barron, who his name sounds familiar. I don't really remember his work, but he knocked out the park with this one.
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, Steve Barron directed it. Yeah.
What else has he done?
Yeah, check that out real quick.
Looks like
a lot of TV stuff.
Yeah, he's done. He's done a lot of TV stuff. He's directed some other movies. I haven't seen any of his other movies. He's also done Electric Dreams from 1984, Coneheads from 1993.
Okay, Coneheads.
And then he did The Adventures of Pinocchio from 1996. He did a lot. Like I said, he did a lot of TV work. He's also known. He's done a lot of music videos. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. He's done like a bunch of Aha videos. He directed Take On Me. He did that video.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say that name sounds familiar, and I watched a lot of MTV back in the day, so that's probably why I recognize the name so much because he's directed so many videos.
He's directed videos for Bryan Adams, David Bowie. He's done Dire Straits, Fleetwood Mac, Joe Jackson, Madonna. He did Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. That's
really
an awesome video right there. Wow.
Oh, he taught me something. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
Nice. Hey, well, look, you directed Michael Jackson, man. Look, how can you be wrong, Mm-hmm. So, he knocked out the park with this one.
The fight choreography was good in this movie because he directed Michael Jackson previously.
Yeah, well, imagine how hard it was, Jacob, like directing a fight scene with a man in a rubber suit, where they can't, because like literally they cannot see, like they had to look out through the mouth or whatever. So a lot of stuff they did kind of blindly. And they actually had to speed up the film. They had to speed it up to, not speed up, I think it slowed it down 23 frames a second. No, I'm sorry, they sped it up. Sorry, they sped it up a little bit faster because when they move regularly, it was like this. They had to speed it up so it looked faster than what it was, And shout out to Jim Henson. Jim Henson worked on the puppetry with these, so that's why they look so real. Yeah. And each movie after that, which I don't recommend you watching, but feel free. But each movie after this one, the puppetry got worse and worse. So by the third movie, it looked like something that you see at Chuck E. Cheese. It was terrible. But they look so lifelike in this movie, though. That's because that was Jim Henson, and that was the last movie that he worked on because he died, I think, about a month after the movie was released. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jim Henson is one of my favorite creators ever because I loved what he did with the Muppets and Sesame Street and all that. And you can definitely tell his touch on this movie with the animatronic work for the Turtles and then the puppetry work on Splinter. And it just blows me away that they were able to do the fight choreography with those people in the turtle suits and have it look so convincing and so entertaining to watch. And even like the puppetry work for Splinter is so impressive to see. Like I always respect movies that rely on puppetry to tell the story, whether in the Muppet movies or even with when Steven Spielberg did with E.T. or even some of Jim Henson's other works like The Dark Crystal or Labyrinth. The puppetry works in those movies were amazing, and I just love the visual style of this movie because of that. I love Jim Henson and what he was able to do. He left us way too soon. I can only imagine what he would have done had he not died so unexpectedly. Like I could just see so many amazing works he could have done had he lived longer. One can only imagine maybe the Ninja Turtle sequels would have been better had he been involved with them.
Rest in peace, man. Like Dark Crystal, I think he did the work for Labyrinth also, if I'm not mistaken.
He directed.
He directed Labyrinth, right? Yeah, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, Ninja Turtles. I think Ninja Turtles was some of his best work because you got to think at the time, 1990, like this shit blew. As a 10-year-old, this movie blew me away. I was like, because I just couldn't imagine how they could take a cartoon turtle, you know what I'm saying, a mutant turtle, and put it on live, live action. I couldn't fathom that. And so when I saw it, I said, holy shit, this is amazing. I saw it twice at the movies. And then when it came on VHS, I must have wore that tape out. Yeah, this is before DVD. This shows how old I am. And I bought a VHS copy, man, and me and my brother must have watched that movie over and over again, mimicking the fight scenes and the moves. And a little trivia here: the actors that played the turtles were actually in the movie. They played other little cameos. They had cameos in the movie. So, for example, the pizza delivery guy that slipped the pizza down to the sewer, that was Mikey. Okay. And the guy in the cab, when the cab ran over Raph, and the guy in the back seat, what the hell was that? That's Raphael. Leo, I don't know who Leo was. Oh, and then Donatello was played by, I don't know if you know this actor, but Ernie Reyes Jr. He was in Surf Ninjas.
I didn't watch that.
Surf Ninja, okay, yeah. He was he was a stunt guy / martial arts expert. He was also in The Rundown with The Rock. He was the little kung fu kid in The Last Dragon. If you've seen any of those,
those don't ring a bell.
Yeah, those ring a bell. Okay, so so let's get to the villain of the movie, Shredder. Now in the cartoon, Shredder was a buffoon. He was an idiot, and the Turtles got the best of him every episode. Okay, so Shredder really posed no threat to the Turtles in the cartoon, but in the movie, they had him like in the comic books where Shredder would beat the shit out of the Turtles. They could not hang with this guy. Shredder, a.k.a. Aruku Saki, who is the most badass ninja that you can, imagine. So what are your thoughts on the Shredder in this movie?
I thought Shredder was awesome. Like, he was a cool villain. I love, the costume that he had. I love, the over-the-top voice that he had. It's so menacing to listen to. And I enjoyed the fact, like you said, he was an imposing threat. He beat the crap out of those turtles in several parts of the movie. And I'm like, okay, he's a formidable foe. He might not have the best. Actually, he did have some development, but he could have been a one-note character. But I like the fact that he was the guy. It was revealed that he was the one who killed Splinter's human master or whatever and cut off his ear. I like that little reveal at the end because it gave the character a little more a background, more of a intrigue to the character, more weight to the character than what it could have been. It could have easily been, because we've seen so many villains, especially in more recent movies, so many MCU villains, for lack of a better word, suck because they're poorly developed and they're uninteresting characters. But Shredder, I thought, was pretty cool. I enjoyed this character.
Yeah, and you didn't need a whole lot of exposition with him, because I think that's a mistake that a lot of movies make now, where they just give us too much information about the villain, and sometimes you don't need it. They gave us just enough backstory on Shredder where it's okay that's all we really need, and now we just want to see him and the Turtles get down. Because throughout the movie, it was sprinkled in there a little bit, even when he was telling his number 2 guy, there's something familiar about the way these Turtles fight, something from the past, he had a Darth Vader moment, I sense something, a presence I haven't felt since. Yeah, definitely some parallels to Vader there. Yeah, because there was another. Yeah, there was. Because even when he was speaking to the kids and he was like, "This is your family. I am your father." I said,
I felt the same way when you brought that up.
Yeah. I said, little copyright infringement there. All right, Q Reviews is in the house. Q, what up, bro?
Q.
Yeah. What, you never seen The Last Dragon? Well, Q, me and you got to cover that movie, man.
I've not even heard of that movie.
You never heard The Last Dragon? Oh, well, me and Q are going to cover that soon, man, so make sure you tune in for that one.
Tune in for that review.
Yeah, because, he says, you got to get on The Last Dragon, Jacob. Yeah, that's definitely, that's
Is that 80s or 90s?
85. So you take Kung Fu and R&B, soul R&B, and put them together, The Last Dragon.
Sounds like a dope movie.
With a lot of 80s cheese in there. It's camp as hell. Not something to take seriously at all, but very iconic. That's really all I can say. Those TMNT NECA figures really look real as hell. They're very hard to find, though, yeah. Blacktastic Media is in the house. Blacktastic.
Awesome.
My two brothers from another mother. Yes, Ebony and Ivory.
Go.
Oh man. So yeah, okay. So the final fight at the end, right? So when the Turtles finally face Shredder, right, and he pretty much hands their asses to. Remember in the 2014 movie, the same thing happened. They fought Shredder, and Shredder beat the shit out of them. So, being that you've seen both these now, when you compare the two fights, even though the 2014 one is probably better effects and everything, but just the overall, how do you feel about those two?
Actually, you might have heard me wrong. I've not seen the 2014 one.
Oh, you never? Okay,
I never
gotcha.
watched that because I didn't like the old one. I'm like, I didn't care to watch any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it has the 2014 one kind of has the spirit of the original, but it's just Michael Bay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they took the 1990 version, put that shit through a meat grinder, or as Arnold would say, put it through a meat grinder, and it comes out the Michael Bay version of the Ninja Turtles. So bigger, better, louder. Yeah. I mean, it was okay. You know, it had, like I said, it had the spirit, it had the heart, but it's just too much Michael Bay in there.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Michael Bay fan. Like, I like some of his early films, like The Rock and Armageddon, but the Transformer movies, they didn't do it for me.
No.
It was just a little too much. I like some of them, like the third one was my favorite of those, and I like certain aspects of some of them, like 2 was awful and 5 was like trash, like that.
Yeah.
What the heck was that movie? Like, why was Optimus Prime gone for most of the movie? They set him up to be a bad guy, and he gets defeated in like 2 seconds just because Bumblebee just started randomly talking for some reason.
Oh wow!
It was just so dumb.
Yeah, I stopped after the second movie. I didn't watch anything after Revenge of the Fallen. I was done. I didn't care to see another Transformers movie, and just like with the Ninja Turtles, man, after part 2 of Ninja Turtles, after Secret of the Ooze, I just didn't really care to watch any more Turtles after that.
Yeah, I like the third one the best, even though it's still a messy Michael Bay, over the top, explosive, heavy action movie. But I felt like out of the ones he directed, that one I got into the narrative the most. Like, you even got like Leonard Nimoy voicing one of the Transformers, and he was like the Sentinel Prime or something like that, and he was such an intriguing character.
Yeah,
like, I loved his addition in the movie, and some of the action was actually pretty cool in that movie. Now, it still had the Michael Bay isms, but that one I felt like that was the one where he embraced the best elements of his style the most. And some of the other ones, he just got too far with the action and the mayhem and the worst aspects of his movies, and I just couldn't get into some of them, like Revenge of the Fallen, and The Last Night was another train wreck, one of the worst blockbusters I've ever seen.
Nah, definitely. Well, now that you say that, yeah, I do remember that was the third one, the Dark of the Moon, right? I do remember that one now. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
that wasn't bad. Yeah, because when you said Leonard Nimoy, it clicked. I said, oh, okay, I think I remember that one now. I watched it like one time. Yeah, man. And I want to say this also. The second Turtles movie could have been good, but here's something that some of y'all might not know. When the first Turtles movie came out, right, 1990, a lot of parents complained because it's supposed to be a kids movie, it's PG, but it made the news and everything, Jacob. They was complaining that the movie was violent. It wasn't for kids. You know, they said, yeah, in one instance, a man gets hit by a sword, the nunchucks, you know, one has like these blades, and it's not for kids. You know, kids should not watch this. So, of course, the studio, when they made the sequel, they said, well, okay, no more sword using. Okay, Michelangelo cannot use his nunchucks to hit people. And there's not to be any kicking in the face. You know, like, it was just so many stupid rules that they had to follow for the second. So by the second movie, bro, it was like the cartoon was more violent than the second movie. It was terrible. Only thing about the second movie that I could say that I liked was Vanilla Ice was in there. Okay, that was it.
What?
Yeah, there's a scene with Vanilla Ice rapping ninja rap. You know, go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go.
I've seen that clip somewhere. I thought that was like in a commercial or something. That's in one of the movies.
That was the second movie. That was the highlight of the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice had a cameo, and the whole theater was jamming to it, and that was it. But the movie was like, compared to the first one, I'm like, what the fuck happened to the turtles, man?
Why were they complaining to begin with? It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's just a
Yeah.
silly movie with silly action. Like,
Mm-hmm.
really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I didn't even think the movie was that violent. I just thought it was a silly, over-the-top movie for kids and adults to enjoy.
Yeah, they felt the violence was too much. They thought the fact that they were ninjas was something that kids did not need to see. And the actress Judith Hogue, almost said,
Not Hall.
yeah, yeah, Judith Hogue. She didn't return for the second movie because yeah, they didn't ask her back because she was on the set complaining about how violent the movie was, and she was just going, I guess, to different outlets saying the movie's not good, it's too violent for kids, and yada yada yada. And New Line said, "Okay, you're out. You're not coming back for the sequel." Yeah.
I mean, I really liked her in that first movie.
Yeah, yeah. And the actress that they got for the second movie, she was in like some soap operas. And the only reason I know that because my mom would watch soap operas like religiously whenever I stayed home from school sick. I don't know if if you ever experienced that, but my mom loves soap operas.
I hate soap operas. I've tried watch. I used to work and I used to work at Walmart several years ago, and I would go on my break, and they would have it on like ABC or whatever, and the soaps would go on in the afternoon, and I'd catch like 15 minutes of it. I'm like, what is this crap? What's all this obnoxious love triangles and sex scandals?
Oh yeah,
ridiculous dialogue.
Yeah, Super Shredder. Oh my God, Super Shredder. Oh yeah, I forgot Kevin Nash was Super Shredder in the sequel. Yeah, Q Review. Hey, look, Q Reviews knows about that ninja rap. Yep. Yeah, Jacob, if you want to have a good laugh, go to YouTube and check out that ninja rap video.
I have to check out. I'm just going to check out two just for the ninja rap.
Oh man, but you'll even noticing too, man. Just even the costumes look just very. It's not convincing. They don't look as bad as the third movie, but not as lifelike as the first one.
I haven't seen any of the other sequels, but in the third movie, don't they travel back in time somewhere?
Yeah,
something like that. I think I heard that one was really bad or something.
I never finished it. I remember I was 13 at the time, and we rented it for my little cousin because he wanted to watch it, and I probably got through maybe 10 minutes of that movie, and I said I can't do it. So to this day, I never finished it.
Through 10 minutes. Like, I think one time I tried watching, like, the 1980s version of Dune, and I couldn't make it past 10 minutes. Like, I could not follow the plot. The effects were terrible. And I was like, what is this story? Like, the sandworms and spice, and what is this movie? Thankfully, the new movie's awesome that Denis Villeneuve did. That one was great, but, yeah, the old movie is terrible. I couldn't get through that one.
Yeah, nah, definitely. But so overall, okay, so you said at first you didn't like the movie, but now you appreciate it more.
I really like the movie now. I will say the one gripe that I do have with this movie, I guess the final fight I thought was kind of anticlimactic, I'll admit. Like, you have Shredder and the Turtles ganging up on him again, and the Turtles still lost, and it was Shredder that ends up saving the day. Not Shredder, but Splinter that ends up saving the day, which I can respect that. I mean, I get why Splinter would take him out because, it turns out Shredder was the one who killed his master and cut off his ear. Like, I respect that. I get that. But he just takes the guy out in one blow. Like, you'd think they'd have, like, this, like, big, crazy, epic fight or something to show what Splinter was capable of. Like, he could have been easily, like, the Yoda of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like, he has this wise wisdom, but he's also this awesome, powerful ninja that can whoop everybody. And I kind of wanted to see that, and it just didn't happen. I don't know if it was because the puppetry. That was the limitations of the puppetry,
that's probably, maybe. I would say that's probably what it was, yeah. I'd probably say that's what it was, yeah.
I don't know. I was a little... I didn't think the final third of the movie was as entertaining as the rest of the movie. That's, like, the only, like, real negative that I have with the movie. But, yeah, overall, I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. I think when I first watched it, I gave it, like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I think if we're grading it like you do on your channel, I probably would have given it like a C minus or D plus or something like that. I think now now that I do enjoy the film, I appreciate the puppetry. I like the characters enough, and the action was fun. I'm gonna go B plus on
Nice, impressive.
Yeah.
Yes, impressive, most impressive.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, I think definitely because the limited budget and what they could do with Splinter as far as his movements go, that's why the only thing they could do is have him grab the stick and then flip him over. Which I remember going to the theater and I remember the crowd laughing hysterically when you see Shredder getting flipped in the air like that. Because he's coming full speed, like, and then you just see his whole body just turn over and him holding on to the stick, trying to, hold on for dear life. And like I said, it goes back to the heart again to the movie where when they were reunited with Splinter after like most of the movie, Splinter's kidnapped, he's gone, the turtles are missing him. And when they have that moment where they see Splinter again and they're all hugging and shit, I'm tearing up again,
Yeah.
That got me. And then of course it ends with the MC Hammer song. Come on, man. You can't. I think that was Hammer. The Turtle Power. I wouldn't, that was probably MC Hammer. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. 'Cause I was going through the credits. I'm like, MC Hammer was part of the Turtle soundtrack. That's trippy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a young guy that's just familiar with. You can't touch this.
Right. Yeah, Hammer. Let me tell you something. People talk shit about Hammer now, man, but Hammer back in the day, Hammer was that guy. I loved Hammer. Shit, I wanted Hammer pants. I used to dance like Hammer. Believe it or not. Yeah, MC Hammer was the guy, but of course, he went to the Pop-Tart charts after a while, but for a minute, MC Hammer was that dude. And him and Vanilla Ice had a rivalry. Okay? So if you could believe it, MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice had a rivalry that was like Biggie and Tupac. A rap beef, yeah. Except only difference is nobody died. But those two did not like each other.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, look, cute. Yeah, Hammer was that dude. Yeah, Hammer was that guy. What? Yeah. Shoot. And one of the toughest guys, too.
Well, actually, I think I can name another MC Hammer song that's kind of a jam. Like, he did that song, like, the Addams Groove.
Addams Family, yeah.
That song is absolutely dope.
Yes. Hammer, put some respect. So, bottom line, put some respect on Hammer's name. All right?
Yeah, I can respect Hammer.
Yeah, he wasn't like a gangster rapper, tough guy, nothing like that. But at the same time, from what I heard, the grapevine, that even though he wore the shiny suits and he did the dances, but run up on Hammer. Run up on him. Hammer can go with the best of them. Yeah.
Right.
So Tupac and Ice Cube and all these guys that you think are tough, when it came to Hammer, they bowed down. And that's it, and that's all. So, yeah, man, B plus. That's a higher grade that I thought you were gonna give it. I thought you were gonna go like the C minus route. So the fact that you gave it a B plus, I'm shocked, and I'm just like I'm happy about it because I wish I could have seen your reaction watching the movie because I watch this movie at least once or twice a year, and each time I love it even more. Like it's just a timeless classic for me. It just never gets old, and I just absolutely adore this film. What were you gonna say?
I can definitely see your love for the movie, just you talking about it. And I'm glad you really love this movie. You grew up with it, and it means something to you. I'm just the newbie, just getting in, not just this movie, but I guess the franchise in general. Like rewatching this movie, even though you're not too fond on the other movies, I'm intrigued to check them out now and maybe review them on my channel if I get the chance, and even like rank them at the end of the day. I think there's a new Turtles movie that's supposed to come out next year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Seth Rogen is involved with a new Ninja Turtles movie, so maybe that has some potential.
Okay. Yeah, because the Michael Bay ones weren't terrible like that. Well, the first Michael Bay one was cool. It had the spirit of the first movie, and then you had the second one, which was not very good. But I was excited about the second movie, the one that came out in 2016, because it had Bebop and Rocksteady, and they were two of the main villains from the cartoon, and we never got to see a live action version of Bebop and Rocksteady. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they were in the movie, that's a holy shit. But then the movie was terrible. I'm like, ugh. But we did get Bebop and Rocksteady, so that's one thing I can take away from that. But yeah. But for me, I give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 a A plus
Yeah, I
stamp.
figured that.
Yes, A plus plus plus. You know, share with my kids and everybody that will listen to me. I'm like, man, watch the Ninja Turtles. Love it.
Yep, bringing
Yeah.
people together with the Ninja Turtles.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I know now. I know you said Raph was your favorite turtle, right? Now,
yeah.
growing up for me, in the cartoon, Mikey was my favorite turtle because Mikey, he was the fun. He was the fun one. He was the one that was always cracking jokes and stuff.
Yeah, he
And
was
then
the
I
one that
thought,
craved the pizza, right?
yeah, yeah,
All right, I
the
know
one
which
with
one you're talking
the
about.
one with the nunchucks, yeah. And then after that, I thought Leo was my second favorite turtle because I thought Leo was the best fighter. He's the one with the swords. You know, he was the most level-headed. He was the one that kept the group together. You know, so I always had love for Leo. But in the movie, they had Leo mostly right, but Raph was definitely the focus of the film. Now, I'm gonna ask you a quick question: who do you think would win if you put Leo against Raphael? No holds barred. Who's coming out alive?
Um, I think it'd be kind of close because they both have the skills. I don't know. I guess because Raphael's older and he's had more experience, I think he could probably take him out. But
Mm,
I don't know. It's a tough question. I think
yeah.
you know the Turtles have Splinter as their teacher, and he's great at it. So
Mm.
maybe Leo could surprise him. It's a
Yeah,
tough question.
I would give, yeah, it would be a close fight, but I would give the nod to Leo just because Raph gets really, he gets really
Really
hot-headed.
hot
He
headed.
loses his composure, and all it takes is just one mistake and the fight's over with. And Leo is just so zen and so like he's the one that uses Splinter's teachings the most. Like even when Splinter's like talking to them, Leo's front and center, legs crossed and yes, Master Splinter,
Mm-hmm.
So I think Leo would edge out Raph just by a little bit, just because Raph he'll lose his shit. And that's when Leo would capitalize on it.
Yeah, and even in the movie, like Rock thought he had it under control, and Splinter just took him out, and he was
Hmm.
like knocked out for a good chunk of the middle part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And some of the turtles thought he was dead.
Oh, Raph kicked Leo's pretty good in the 2008. Oh, I never watched that one. Okay, I gotta
Oh,
check that one out.
is that the animated one that
The
came
animated
out at that
one,
time?
yeah.
Yeah, that's called like
It's just
TMNT or
TMNT,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I
I haven't
gotta
seen it.
watch that. I never knew that. Okay, well I guess that answers the question. So Raph will be the winner then.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that one's. I think from what I understand on that one, I think that one's seen as one of the better films in the franchise. I think some say it's pretty underrated. I haven't watched it, of course, but
the 2008 one.
yeah, it's just what I've seen online.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check that one out then. Yeah, that one fell under the radar for me because yeah, for some reason I just never checked that one out. But so yeah, so there you have it. Our grades for Ninja Turtles: B plus, A plus. Jacob, thank you for coming in and chopping it up, talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with me. A 42-year-old man still talk about the damn Ninja Turtles. I need to get a life.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good, just fine. It's your life. You love the turtles. You do you, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man. So yeah, I ain't gonna hold you long, man. I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your night. But man, thank you for doing this with me, and let the people know what you got coming up. Again, for those that just tuned in.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Like I said, you can follow me on my YouTube channel. It's pretty much the name you see on the bottom there. Jacob Martin's the name of my channel. I do a bunch of movie reviews. I occasionally do TV reviews, and I do other fun stuff on my channel, rankings, vlog videos. I cover a wide assortment of movies. Some upcoming stuff coming up. Let's see, about an hour ago, at a video that just dropped on my channel, I reviewed The Matrix Reloaded. I've also got some other content coming up, like I'm doing like the Muppet movie reviews coming on my channel tomorrow, and then I think Saturday's Batman Begins. I'm also covering The Shape of Water real soon on my channel, and I'm doing a collab with Dave from Interpreting the Stars, and we'll be reviewing the 2006 reboot of the Black No, the Pink Panther. Excuse me.
The Black
Pink
Panther.
sorry.
The Black Panther. Black Panther
man.
versus the Pink Panther.
Oh, the Black Panther would win that fight. Anyway.
Oh yeah, easily. Twice on Sunday. Yeah, yo, shout out to Dave too, man. I'm making my acting debut in Dave's upcoming movie, The Secret Seam. You know,
The Secret Seam. I am so excited for that movie. By the way,
definitely.
I'm excited to see everybody's acting chops. That movie, you and Dave, and then Mike from Did You See That? I think are prominent people in the movie. I'm just an extra. Like all you see in the movie is my feet and my voice.
Yeah. So you watch it with your family. Okay, mom. If you blink, you're gonna miss it. I'm right there. See, right there. I don't see you, baby.
You can see my feet.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Like a Tarantino. No doubt, man. No doubt. And also, yeah, we got Superman 4 coming up.
Oh, we are doing that. You uploaded that. You sent the link to me. I think that after I do that, that'll be part of my Superhero Saturday series. That'll drop. I'll do that after Batman Begins. We'll do the Superman 4 will drop after that, and then I'll do the Dark Knight Rises. I was trying to time the Batman ones before the new one comes out, but I don't like holding off on these like collab videos. You sent yours. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that movie next.
Right.
It'll be a fun little break in between Batman. We're talking about possibly the worst Superman movie. Haven't rewatched it yet, but you'll hear my thoughts on it real soon when the video drops. I'm kind of excited to revisit that one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Superman 3 more than I thought I did. Like, I remember years ago, I didn't like that one. And then I rewatched it, and I'm like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. Like, Superman 3 gave me some good laughs, man. Especially...
like Richard Pryor and all that.
The part that made me laugh the most was when they ran out of oil, and they were fighting to get in line, and the one guy jumped out of the car. He's like, hey, man, wait your turn like everybody else. He's like, oh, honey, he's coming over here. And he beat the shit out of him.
I like the end when like Superman's flying and then the villains are shooting the missiles at him and they're watching it Superman the video game. If it's Superman just kicks the one missile and blows the rest of them up.
It's a comedy. Superman 3 is a comedy and nothing else. It's a straight up comedy,
And it is such a blast. It's the Batman and Robin of the Superman films.
I would agree. Yeah. And 4 was just we'll get that. That's a whole nother video. Yeah. So definitely, man, thank you once again for coming to the channel, bro. And I'm gotta have you on again to talk about something else, which I'm sure I'm gonna come up with something.
Yeah.
So
great.
Yeah. That's it, and that's all, man. So I'm gonna put the link in the description. So check him out, Jacob Martin. He talks movies. Subscribe to the channel, or you'll have to answer to me. All right. You're gonna get the five knuckles of death. Okay. So that's it, man.
All
right. So I'm gonna end the broadcast now, and everybody. This is Rashad G. Jacob signing out. See you with the next video.